So I want to tell you about the time that I celebrated the 4th of July by running for my life, literally. This actually just happened 3 weeks ago, so this year. So it was July 4th, 2018. I was on vacation in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with my family. And for the holiday, my wife and I decided to take our 2 kids to this place called Broadway at the Beach. It's sort of like this outdoor amusement park, like mini village, like kind of like a cross between downtown Disney and the mall. But it was like, big open skies, and there were going to be fireworks. There were like tens of thousands of people there packing the place out. And we were having a pretty good time. Kids were happy, the kids were having fun. And just like looking at the shops. But my mood kind of started to sour when we walked past this novelty t-shirt shop. It just like rubbed me the wrong way. So they had like all the stuff you'd see at a novelty t-shirt shop, like just great shirts, like things that say like, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a dog mom, stuff like that. And like cute, like great stuff. But they also had this like patriotic section because it was the 4th of July. So there were like stars and stripes and red, white, and blue and flags, and then also like images of like handguns and like semi-automatic assault rifles just like mixed in. And there was this one shirt that just kind of bothered me. It just said, "These colors don't run, they reload." And that to me was like an embodiment of the whole display. It was like these expressions of patriotism just tangled up with all these celebrations of violence. These colors reload. Not my style, not my thing, not my kind of patriotism. That's fine. We're still having a good time. The kids are having a great time. We buy our daughter this huge red icy that's like the size of her torso. She's like 5 years old. We get our son this huge bag of cotton candy. They're happy. And then all of a sudden the fireworks start. And we're not ready. We don't have anywhere to sit. We're just standing there in the middle of this like kind of weird like downtown Disney kind of place. And so we just let our kids sit on the ground. And everyone else has stopped in their tracks, but they're sitting in the middle of like a brick walkway, but nobody's walking because everybody has stopped in their tracks watching the fireworks, so it's safe enough. Except the fireworks themselves are super duper loud. They're like right above us. They're like pop, 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 pop. And I instinctively lean forward to cover my 5-year-old daughter's ears. And as I'm leaning forward, I glance off to the left, and that is when I see this small crowd of terrified people who seem to be running for their lives. And they are just stampeding straight toward us. And we're just hearing pop, 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 pop. And honestly, the next thing I know, and the next thing I remember, I'm running through a parking lot nearby. I'm cradling my 8-year-old son in my arms, and I'm just running as fast as I can. My wife is at my side. She's carrying our 5-year-old. She's running as fast as she can. And the kids are okay. We got them, scooped them up just in time. But we're terrified because we don't really know why everybody's running. We don't exactly know why we're running, but people are running for cover, and we're just hearing that pop, 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 which we think is all fireworks, but maybe it's not all fireworks. Maybe some of that noise is coming from something a lot more terrifying than fireworks. And if you love your kids, you don't need to know why you're running, you just run. So we're running, and we get out of this parking lot, we get to this grassy overflow parking area, and we see a woman. She's laying flat on the ground with a little boy next to her, and she pokes her head up when we get close, and she says, "You better get down, there's a shooter." And we don't want to get down, we want to get out of there. So we just keep running. We go over this little stream, these 2 little exit roadways, and we're just moving along the perimeter of this park. We find our car, throw the doors open, get our kids in the back. We're like, no seat belts, no car seats, just get on the floor as low as you can. Please don't ask me why. We're saying to them, like, just, and then we get to the front, my wife and I, we get like the icy in the center console and the cotton candy because like we brought them all that way because like modern human beings have no reasonable fight or flight instincts at all. So like we get that, and then I'm behind the wheel. I take the car out through this green like grassy area, over a curb, onto a 4-lane highway, and we're out. We're like safe. And I see in the opposing lanes a police car just like whizzing by with its lights on. My wife's looking at her phone. She's seeing some unconfirmed reports of a possible active shooter. And then I see another police car, and another ambulance, and another police car, and another ambulance. And we're still hearing that pop, 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 pop. And what I find out later is that at that same moment, we'd made our escape, but those who hadn't were still in the park, and they were flipping over restaurant tables to hide and take cover. They were hiding behind front desks. They were huddled together in restaurant freezers just to survive the 4th of July. And it turned out that there was no shooter. There was a fight. Someone mentioned a gun. Someone heard the word gun. Someone ran, and then everybody else ran. And how can you blame them? It's 2018. We've all seen the cell phone videos and we've heard the 911 calls, and we all know all too well that sometimes these colors do reload in the most terrifying possible way. So if you love your kids, you just run. Even if you don't know if it's fireworks or gunfire, you run, even if it completely ruins the 4th of July, which it did for a lot of people at Broadway at the Beach. It was like the crappiest 4th of July of all time. But what are you going to do? There is no good way to celebrate your independence while you are running for your life.